Oh, hello. My name is Jerry Brown, and I am not Alistair Cook, and this is not Masterpiece Theater. However, I am here to help you teach students about masterpieces by these authors. As a new teacher to the AP program, one of the first things you'll want to do is visit AP Central. Very easy to locate. Simply go to apcentral.collegeboard.com. Then you'll find here in these green boxes a whole series of different pages that you can go to that will help you with your AP course. You have the AP courses and exams, which we'll come back to in just a moment. If you teach pre-AP, there's information on pre-AP. If you wish to attend other institutes and workshops, you'll find information here. And I would recommend very highly that you become a part of a discussion group. There you can interact with other teachers, old and new, who will be able to help you. Let's look first on the AP courses and exams. Let's look first at the AP course description. So if you click on the course description, which I've already done, you'll come to this page. And on this page, we can see here are the course descriptions for many of the AP programs. Let's look at the AP English Literature and Composition, since that's the one we're mainly concerned about. I've already clicked that one also. You'll come to a booklet which looks like this, which includes English Language and Composition as well as English Literature and Composition. I would highly recommend that you take time to examine this entire booklet. In the booklet, you'll find examples of multiple choice questions, you'll find examples of essays, and student samples with those essays. Let's look on page 53 of this particular booklet, because that's where we'll find the description of the course that you're about to teach. I'm not going to read an awful lot to you, but I would like to read this introduction paragraph because it very succinctly gives you a good feeling for what the course is all about. An AP English Literature and Composition course engages students in the careful reading and critical analysis of imaginative literature. Through the close reading of selected texts, students deepen their understanding of the ways writers use language to provide both meaning and pleasure for their readers. As they read, students consider a work's structure, style, and themes, as well as such smaller scale elements as the use of figurative language, imagery, symbolism, and tone. You'll also find your goals here. You'll find the reading. You'll also find, as you go through, suggestions for writers that you might want to read. You'll find that as you move through here. It also tells you about the writing, and as I said, it does include multiple choice, and it does include examples of essays from students. See, as you can see here, you have poetry, poets that you might want to look at, drama, playwrights that you may want to look at, and certainly novels and short stories that you want to look at. Another place that you'll want to go is going to the course home, which I've already clicked on here also, and it's very easy to find right here, course home pages. and you'll find English literature and composition here, as well as the English language composition. If you're not familiar with the language course, you might want to look at that, since that's the course that comes right before yours. So let's take a look at what it says on this English literature and composition course homepage. Here you'll find a wealth of information. You're going to find curriculum ideas, you're going to find ideas for lesson plans, you're going to find all sorts of information from colleagues and course content that will be very helpful as you're beginning your new teaching of this course. Let's look right now at this one, which says Syllabus Development Guide, Sample Syllabi and More. This is an important page that you want to take a look at, because here is the course description again and the exam description, but it also helps you to prepare your syllabus. How is it you want your syllabus to look? How do you want to approach it? You have examples of different syllabi here, and then your syllabus self-evaluation checklist. If you've not already constructed your syllabus, or you're not working from one that's been constructed for you, you do need to take a look at this page. This would be an excellent summer project to be putting together your syllabus so that you're ready. Also, you'll want to look at exam information. So if I go back to this page, it will then tell me AP courses and exams, and I can move here to the exam information. The exam information for the AP Literature and Composition exam gives you examples of exams all the way back to 1999 up to the present. It will have the open-ended or free response questions from all three of them, all the way from 1999 to 2014. It will also give you samples and commentary, as well as the score distributions. This is an invaluable resource for you, particularly with your students, so that you can find the past exams to give to your students so that they can have a good example of what the test is really going to be like. So my suggestion is that you spend quite a bit of time looking at AP Central and examining all of the things that are going to be there to help you. Another place I want you to examine on the web is my website. Very easy to locate. Simply go to jerrywbrown.com. After the welcome page here, you'll see there's a page that's marked All Materials. If you click on All Materials, that's going to take you to all of the things that I have listed on the website. Now, I have a lot of materials that I use for my APSIs that I do during the summer, and all of those materials are listed here for you. You are welcome to use any of those ideas that are in those summer institutes. For example, let's take a look at the one from Arkansas State University 2013. By the way, by the time we start in the fall, I will have also some from 2014 on here. If you take a look at this course that I taught, there's about 500 pages worth of material here. I'm not going to go through the material for you, but I want you to realize that it's here for you, and you're welcome to use any and all of that material. Going back to this, you'll also find an AP syllabus and reading list. I put this information on my website because the teachers in Arkansas asked for this information, and I had not included it in the original 500 pages. So I said, okay, fine, I'll be glad to put it on the website. So here it is for you to use so that you can see yet another example of a syllabus. And this is the syllabus that we used at Round Rock High School. You'll also find here terms for AP Literature, mythological allusions, biblical allusions, AP multiple choice game directions, and other material that you may find handy as you're teaching. If we go back to the All Materials, you'll see that I have listed here sometimes specific works such as The Tempest, Heart of Darkness, Jane Eyre and Antigone, which I teach to pre-AP, but you could certainly teach at the AP level, Hamlet, Earth Abides, which is a group of post-apocalyptic novels, taking a look at them, and various conferences where I've taught. You'll also find places on the website such as graphic organizers. The graphic organizers can be very, very useful, particularly for when you're trying to diagnose problems for specific students. Sometimes I use some of these graphic organizers with whole classes, but quite often I use them with individual students to help them. There are over 60 here now. I've lost count. There may be more than that. But I've tried to group them for you in ways that you might find them useful. But those graphic organizers can be very useful in your teaching. Going back to the all materials again, you'll also find, for instance, one on short stories and activities. Let me use this as an example of how you might use my website, particularly in your teaching during the year. Let's say, for instance, that you want to teach a short story. And by the way, I will be adding more short stories to this list. I have not completed this list yet. I'll be presenting this summer, so this list will be even more full or more complete by the time you see it in the fall. But let's say, for instance, you want to teach A and P by John Updike. Here's the story for you to print out for your students. Once your students have read that story, there's also a group of activities that you might want to do with them. I have found that this elements of fiction with graphics has been very useful for my students, including my seniors, who seem to understand things better when you do a drawing. And you can go through all of the elements of fiction there for them with that. Then, if you want them to look for the elements of fiction, you have a fiction elements organizer, which you can use right here, where they can find their own quotes in the short story or book, but in this case short story, about the character, setting, plot, conflict, point of view, style. There are also other fun activities that you might want to do with the students as you're doing your short stories. You could also use the story pyramid, where they're building this pyramid using 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, etc. on down. There are also other activities here, story plot terms, how to read a story, short story analysis, teaching the short story, lots of different ideas to help you as far as the activities on teaching. Then going back up to all materials once again, you can use any of these materials here. I think if you simply explore the website between now and the beginning of the school year, you'll find lots of material here that might be useful to you. Plus, this will be one of my main ways to communicate with you during the year. I will put materials that we discuss on this website so that they will be accessible to all of you. Again, very easy to find my website. Simply go to jerrywbrown.com. Now that you've seen what the AP course is about and how I might help you by mentoring, I hope to see you online this fall. Now, back to my iced tea and Alistair Cook. Right where I left off.